cardiothoracic surgeon, I performed hundreds of heart transplants. But with each new patient, there's still that moment during surgery when the new heart swells with blood and begins to beat for the first time. I find myself in awe of the new life I see taking shape before my eyes. Right now, there are almost 120,000 people on waiting lists for organ transplants, and there's a scarcity of donated organs. One former patient of mine inspired me to change that. Take a look. When I met Mr. Choudhrie, his condition was dire. He was a man dying. He had the smell of death, the look of death. His family was around him. He was suffering from an abnormality in the way his heart muscle developed, the same kind of problem that had killed his brother. The only hope was a heart transplant. It would take a miracle, but because of his size, his blood type, the fact that he was so sick, he moved up the list, and the miracle came true. And I transplanted him just before he would have otherwise died. The rest of his life has been as miraculous as the fact that we were able to get an organ for him. 17 years later, he's built businesses that wouldn't have been built, helped charitable organizations that would never have been able to get off the ground. He's watched his little boys become men. He's watched his grandchildren come into this world. And he realizes he can never put a dollar sign on the miracle of life that he was given with that organ donation. But he's going to try.
Mr. Choudhrie is teaming up with Health Corps, the Children's Health Foundation that my wife and I started years ago,
for the purpose of helping teens encourage other teens and their parents and their communities to donate organs. He knows that kids can be change agents, because when kids learn something, they translate it to action. Imagine if we can get the teens of America to get 62,000 people to agree to donate. Because if 62,000 people donate, 500,000 people live longer. That's the power of the gift of life, of organ donation. That's our goal. The future of organ donation starts with younger generations, and there's no better time to bring this to the forefront than now. Here with me is Elizabeth Gass, a Health Corps coordinator with 3 of her students, Jagai, Essence, and Tatiana. You guys are actually in school learning about all kinds of stuff. What are kids saying about organ donation?
Well, typically students are actually in the dark about organ donations because they believe that you have to be 18 in order to donate.
But that's actually not the case at all. You can have an intent to donate and be under 18, or when you're over 18, you can donate.
Also, students tend to feel uncomfortable with the topic of organ donation.
Yeah. It's uncomfortable for the adults too, but you guys are the change agents. You're the future, you always have been, so we're gonna get that story out today. There are lots of myths surrounding organ donation. With the help of our students, we're gonna bust them. Are you guys ready, audience? All right. First comment that's often made, and I hear this a lot, is that there are costs to the donor or their family. What do you guys think? Think that's true or not? No. Coordinators, you agree with them?
Yes.
Yeah, we do. We definitely agree. That is one of the biggest misconceptions that we hear a lot, that the patient is going to then incur a lot of costs and so is the donor, which in reality, we're just so happy to get the gift of life that there would be no cost to the donor.
You don't get charged. Next, at an operating room table, this is a big one, your doctor is a little less likely to save you if you're a donor. They don't want to try as hard. Myth or truth? Smartest audience in television. Why is it a myth?
It's a myth because organ donation is meant to save lives. And why would we take a life when we're trying to save lives? So of course the doctor is going to do everything possible to save lives.
Next question, if you have an illness you can't donate, myth or truth? Not so sure this time. Students, are you sure about this?
It depends. If you haven't, the doctor has to determine whether or not you have an illness. So if you have, let's say, if you have a cold, then you can still donate. The doctor has to actually determine if an organ or all your organs can be used or not.
It's a myth. We're going to take the organ. It's not going to limit you. Are there any limitations at all to being a donor?
No limitations at all. We want to make sure that everyone's a donor because we don't want to cause any problems. We want as many organs as we possibly can get.
And finally, donor recipients don't go on to live full lives. Myth or truth? Myth. You all know that. I'm going to answer this myself. I'm going to prove that it's a myth through Mr. Choudhrie Choudhrie himself. He's the heart transplant patient of mine that I spoke of earlier. And he is 17 years out. You wrote a book about your experience.
Yes.
So I'd love to understand why you felt it was so important to step forward now and share this message.
You know, I'm very grateful to what you have done. The greatest sacrifice any person can ever make, you have made for me. I will also, during some time, donate my organs. But in the meanwhile, I want to work for medical science to help people achieve something through that.
So I've got to say, I've always taken pride in how my patients do, but I know the real reason they do well has to do with their family. So your wife Anita is here, sitting there. There's the Rock of Gibraltar that pulled you through all this. I want to thank her and you for being here, for being generous donors to the Kids Health Corps Foundation, and for allowing many Americans to learn how to donate their organs, because that's what we're going to do when I come back. I want everyone right now to go to healthcorps.org. Just do it right now. And when we come back, I'm going to walk you through how easy it is to sign up and save lives. Stick around.
Hollywood heartthrob Rob Lowe is here.
Are you really 52?
He's opening up about the health decision that changed his life.
You took a big step in your 20s.
When I was done, and every great thing that's happened in my life, I can trace back to that decision. Saved my life.
Plus, could you have IBS right now and not know?
This is typically crampy abdominal discomfort that's intermittent.
Take our quiz to find out. Next on Oz. That's coming up tomorrow.
Every day, an average of 22 people die waiting for an organ. And while science and medicine has come up with incredible ways to keep you alive, when you're ailing, nothing comes close to human organ donation. So today, I'm urging all of you to register as organ donors. Think about this. If 62,500 people register to donate an organ, we can change 500,000 lives, 500,000 lives. So we're collaborating with Donate Life and Organize.org, two great organizations leading the charge on donations. It's so easy. Just take a look. I want you to go to the healthcorps.org website. Do it right now. All right? Your kids ought to be on the site anyway. Lots of stuff there. But healthcorps.org has this big red button. You see it right here in the middle? It says register here to become an organ donor. Pretty straightforward. You click the register here button. There it is. See it there? You click the button and you're taken to a page. And you put your information in here, you know, Mehmet and, you know, my middle name. Put your information that you need in there. You also have the ability to donate eyes or other tissues if you want, whatever organs you desire. You have the ability to specify more detailed donation preferences anytime you want. It's that easy. Folks, kids are going to drive this, but adults got to sign up as well. We're going to have Health Corps lead the charge, helping kids to sign up to become organ donors. But the good news is that you can sign up as well. So after you register to become an organ donor, no matter what age you are, you're going to take your hands and make a heart with them and take a picture of yourself in this position and post it on Facebook using hashtag organ donor. Look at the Choudhrie. He's got the whole family over there doing it. It saved his life. It can save many others just like him. 500,000 lives on the line here. Be part of the solution. Thanks for joining us today. Remember, happy and healthy. It starts at home. Post a picture.